How well do you know India's military? Join us and watch our video and share in the comments the new things that you learned from it. The Indian Armed Forces are the military forces of the Republic of India, comprised of 3 divisions: the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. Additionally, the Indian Armed Forces are supported by the Indian Coast Guard and paramilitary organizations and various inter-service commands and institutions. The Indian Armed Forces has the 4th largest defense budget in the world, which is $66.5 billion. The armed forces have 4 main tasks: to assert the territorial integrity of India, to defend the country if attacked by a foreign nation, to support the civil community in case of disasters, and to participate in United Nations peacekeeping operations in compliance with India's commitment to the United Nations Charter. Some interesting facts that you should know about the Indian Armed Forces include: India has the biggest voluntary army in the world. All serving and reserve personnel have actually opted in for service. There's a provision for conscription in the Constitution, although it's never been used. India controls the highest battlefield in the world, at 5,000 meters above the sea level. Operation Rahat in 2013 was one of the biggest civilian rescue operations that was ever carried out. The Central Armed Police Forces, which are referred to as paramilitary forces based on a colonial perspective, are not armed forces. As such, they're headed by civilian officers from the Indian Police Service and are under the control of the Ministry of Home Affairs and not the Ministry of Defense. These are central police organizations. India's first exclusive defense satellite, the GSAT-7, was successfully launched by European Space Consortium Arianespace's Ariane 5 rocket from Kourou spaceport in French Guiana in August of 2013, giving a major push to the country's maritime security. The Indian Navy succeeded in mission Dashkin-Dhruv by traversing to the South Pole on skis in 2006. With this historic expedition, they set the record for being the world's first military team to have successfully completed a ski traverse to the geographic South Pole. Of its personnel, the Indian Armed Forces have set up numerous military academies across India for training personnel. With a strength of over 1.4 million active personnel, it's the world's 2nd largest military force and has the world's largest volunteer army. The Indian Armed Forces are the world's 5th powerful military. The age for voluntary military service in India is 16 to 18 years old, and there's no conscription. Women may join as officers and serve in combat as pilots. Of their exercises, India often conducts naval exercises with other friendly countries designed to increase naval interoperability and also strengthen the cooperative security relationships. The Indian Navy took part in the world's largest naval exercise/war game in 2014, along with 22 other nations, and has since taken part in that exercise each year. comes to wars and operations, the Indian Armed Forces have been engaged in a number of major military operations, which include the Indo-Pakistani Wars of 1947, 1965, and 1971, the Portuguese-Indian War, and more. India also honors its military forces annually each year on December 7th with Armed Forces Flag Day. Since 1962, the IAF has maintained a close military relationship with Russia, which includes cooperative development of programs such as the fifth-generation fighter aircraft and the multi-role transport aircraft. When it comes to equipment, the Department of Defense production of the Ministry of Defense is responsible for the indigenous production of equipment that's used by the Indian Armed Forces. It comprises 41 Indian Ordnance Factories under the control of the Ordnance Factories Board and 8 defense PSUs. India remains as one of the largest importers of defense equipment, with Russia, Israel, France, and the United States being the top foreign suppliers of military equipment. The government of India has launched a Make in India initiative to indigenize manufacturing and reduce dependence on imports, which include defense imports and procurement. In the category of weapon systems, the Indian Navy operates K-missile family submarine-launched ballistic missiles, along with Prithvi-3 ballistic ship-launched missiles, and a number of land attack cruise and anti-ship missiles like the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, the 3M54E and 3M14E Club anti-ship land attack cruise missile, along with the KH-35, the P-20, the Sea Eagle, and Gabriel. When it comes to air power, it has a total aircraft strength of 2,082, which includes 520 fighters, 694 attacks, 248 transports, and a total helicopter strength of 692 with 17 attack helicopters. On land, it has 4,184 combat tanks, 2,815 armored fighting vehicles, a self-propelled artillery of 200, a towed artillery of 4,060, and 266 rocket projectors. And on water, it has total naval assets of 295, with 1 aircraft carrier, 13 frigates, 11 destroyers, 22 corvettes, 16 submarines, 139 patrol vessels, and a mine warfare vessel. Thanks for watching. What do you think about the Indian Armed Forces? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on for more great videos like this one in the future. And I'll see you next time.
Hello everyone. Today in this video, we are going to compare the military and economic aspects of India and Pakistan in detail. Let's get started. First, coming to the number of active military personnel of both the countries. India currently has over 1.4 million personnel, which is ranked second in the world. Pakistan, on the other hand, has 653,000 plus active military personnel and is ranked 6th in the world. Now let's compare the GDP. India's GDP nominal at present is 3,000 billion US dollars, whereas Pakistan has 284 billion US dollars. Defense budget comparison. India spends around 67 billion US dollars and is the 4th largest in terms of military spending, whereas Pakistan spends about 12 billion US dollars. Nuclear weapon comparison. Both India and Pakistan are among the 9 countries that currently possess nuclear weapons. India has an estimated nuclear weapons of around 130 to 140, whereas Pakistan has an estimated nuclear stockpile of around 150 to 160. In the field of technological advancement, India has developed its own missile defense system, possessed anti-satellite weapons, and develops its own satellite navigation system called NAVIC. On the other hand, Pakistan doesn't have any such technology at the moment. Land power comparisons. India currently has 4,800 plus active main battle tanks, which includes Russian-made T-72 and T-90, and indigenously built Arjun tank. On the other hand, Pakistan has 2,200 plus tanks, majority of which are Chinese-made main battle tanks. In addition to this, India has 2,800 plus armored fighting vehicles, as compared to Pakistan's 3,600 plus armored fighting vehicles. 4,000 plus towed artillery, as compared to Pakistan's 1,200 plus towed artillery. 200 plus self-propelled artillery, as compared to Pakistan's 420 plus self-propelled artillery. And 260 plus multi-launched rocket systems, as compared to Pakistan's 130 plus multi-launched rocket system. In addition to this, India has land-based intercontinental ballistic missile, which can reach up to 8,000 kilometers range, whereas Pakistan doesn't have any ICBM at the moment. Air power comparisons. India currently has about 2,100 plus total aircraft, out of which 570 plus are fighter jets, which includes modern fighters like Su-30 MKI, MiG-29, HAL Tejas, Mirage 2000, and recently introduced in Indian Air Force Dassault Rafale. Pakistan has around 1,340 plus total aircraft, out of which 390 plus are fighter jets. Currently, F-16 and JF-17 are the main modern fighter jets of Pakistan. Helicopter strength comparisons. India 700 plus, Pakistan 320 plus. Naval power comparisons. Aircraft carriers. India currently has one active aircraft carrier, INS Vikramaditya, and another one under development, INS Vikrant, which is going to enter sea trials soon. Pakistan has no aircraft carrier at the moment. Destroyers. India currently has 11 destroyer ships. Pakistan doesn't have any destroyers at the moment. Submarine. India currently has 20 submarines, whereas Pakistan has active 5 submarines. Frigates. India at the moment has 14 frigate ships as compared to Pakistan's 9. Corvettes. India currently has 23 corvette ships, whereas Pakistan doesn't have any corvettes at the moment. Thanks for watching.